I get tons of requests all the time to make things, like a slingshot. We've all made one out of a tree branch, but this is lame. Time for an upgrade. Kip K presents Laser Guided Slingshot. The crossbar of our slingshot will be made out of 3/4-inch aluminum square tube. Now, don't worry because there'll be detailed instructions on kipk.com on how to build this thing. I'm going to make a couple of marks a 1/2 inch from each end of this aluminum tube, and then one in the center using my Sharpie, and then out to the garage where I'm going to drill a hole in all 3 spots, all the way through. We're also going to need a couple of machine bolts. These are about 6 inches long, and they're going to go through the end holes, and we're going to add a lock washer and a nut to each of these bolts. Be sure to tighten your nuts up good with a wrench. I hunted around in an auto parts store and found this very cool aluminum shifter, and it's got a very special feature which I'll show you a little bit later. We'll need one more bolt to go through the center of our tube, and I chose a flat screwdriver head bolt, and again another lock washer and nut to secure this in place. Now it's time to add our shifter handle over the insert that came with it, and then using an Allen wrench we'll tighten that up and secure the trim ring. Our laser-guided slingshot body is almost done. Now we need some slingshot bands. Now I picked these up because they were very inexpensive and were very well built. You could use rubber bands and a piece of leather, but I'd use these. They just work and look better. Stretch and pull those over the ends of both bolts to hold them in place. And now it's time for the laser. I'm using a very small 6mm red laser diode in a housing with a driver. There's links in the description of this video for the slingshot bands and a laser. And to power it, a small twin AA battery pack that has a nice little handy switch on it. I drilled a small hole the size of the laser on one side of the crossbeam and then a smaller hole on the other side for the wires. I secured the laser in place with a little epoxy from the inside. Then I trimmed and hooked up the wires to the battery pack, which was velcroed to the crossbeam. Now it's time to test it out. Well, I didn't have any slingshot ammo. All I had were BBs, and these are way too small to use. So I'm going to use my favorite snack, pistachios. But not just any pistachios. These are wonderful pistachios. They're just the right size, and they pack a powerful punch of flavor. Oh, and remember the cool feature I was telling you about in the handle? It has a secret compartment. The bottom unscrews, and it gives you space to put your ammo. The red dot laser definitely helped with accuracy. I fired it at this target. Pretty funny, but the shell actually protected the crunchy nut and kept it intact. Can't let that crunchy goodness go to waste. So let's fire it again. This is the only ammo you can eat. One more time. I'm observing the 5-second rule. If you don't know what that is, ask somebody. I also tested it outside to see what kind of range I could get, and this thing fires pretty far. So there you have it, a homemade laser-guided slingshot. So in addition to wonderful pistachios, what would you use for ammo in your slingshot? Get creative and leave a comment telling us. Now get cracking and make a laser-guided slingshot for yourself. For more cool videos, click the box on the left. And to check out my laser videos, click the box on the right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.